short story about her, which covers my life, really. Since fostering greyhounds. So, this is Millie the Bionic Greyhound. My human mother has asked me to write this story. And she says it's for a good cause and people just want to know about my life. I told her that I don't think people want to know that I'm a 6-year-old brindle greyhound that goes on face walks, liking other dogs' wee posts and choosing my favourite reaction for some dogs that smell funky that day. Or that I have 2 sleeping spots at home, one on the human sofa and the other on the human bed. I actually don't know why my mum got me a bed, though it gets used a lot by Dad a lot, so I suppose it was worth it. My human mother tells me that it's not that part of my life that people want to know about. It was when I was a tiny puppy at the breeding ground in Campbelltown and getting prosthetics and having foster sisters and brothers. So I will try to think back to when I was a little puppy, but something quite traumatic happened, so I don't know if I will be able to remember everything. There was 8 of us, 4 boys and 4 girls, born to my mum, Monoxide Miss. I never met my pa, Dinotron, but I heard my human mum say he was in China now, being used to make more greyhound puppies there. My siblings and I, we were born in a big shed on this property. I remember being in a big wooden box and trying to climb out. One time, my brother was actually able to, and from then on, we lived with Ma in a run outside near the big shed. We had lots of water, a kennel, and got fed from this big shiny bowl. It was hard work eating all together. I learned that if I didn't get very cross with my siblings, I wouldn't get to eat at all. The day we met my human mum and dad was a very big day. Days like that never happened in my time there, and I remember feeling this energy in the air. We heard a low rumble of a car we hadn't heard before. My ma told us she smelt new humans. We all got so excited. We loved the humans, especially new ones. We eagerly watched as the lady who fed us took them into the big shed. I wondered why they wanted to see in there. It was only the other ma's and their babies. Sometimes there would be 10 ma's in there. There was an old ma there too. She kept bumping into things, so I think she couldn't see. Pretty sure my human mum got her out, but there were so many rescues from that place. That's why she set up Laura's Foster Hounds and raised over $17,000 for greyhounds with injuries. They all came out, and we all ran to the front of the run. My paw hurt, so I let my siblings jump at the fence without me. We saw another man join them, and Ma told me he was a trainer. Trainers would come to leave the greyhound ma's here when they were pregnant, or often it was litters of siblings. I didn't get to meet any apart from the ones in the runs to the left or the right, but I could hear them. I could hear arguments all the time, some fights, and a lot of GSDs. This is a greyhound scream of death. This is something I have patted down to perfection. Sometimes, though, those greyhound scream of deaths were real. From broken or twisted ankles, we didn't have any toys to play with, so we had to make our own fun. Greyhound puppies can get pretty rough with no humans watching us, so I guess it's understandable we had accidents. One greyhound my mum saved was in septic shock and nearly died. She was one of 2 puppies that have to have their legs amputated. My favourite foster sibling was Pazoo, and he had a broken leg from jumping off his kennel. I can't seem to remember what happened to me. I was very, very little. I was only 11 weeks old when I met my human mum and dad. They took me away from that property that day. I was a bit scared in their big van, but I heard my dad say to my mum, "I think this one is a special one." That was the moment I knew I wasn't going back. I remember my favourite vet, Abby. She is the best vet ever, and I love her so much. Her and my dad looked at getting me a prosthetic leg. My paw was missing, and I heard Mum tell Abby that the lady who fed us at the property told her my ma chewed my toes off, which is absolutely absurd. I don't remember my ma doing that. I don't believe she would. Abby agreed with me and said I had suffered a traumatic amputation that had been left to heal for a number of weeks. Mum told Abby I had no pain relief or antibiotics when she picked me up. I do remember being so tired and my paw hurting a lot. I got my first prosthetic when I was 7 months old, which came all the way from America. My dad is not a patient human. He is also an architect, so he worked on a 3D printed one with his work colleagues. Now we have them made locally, so when I need one, I can have it the next day, so I'm never without a prosthetic. I don't have to wear one all the time, just when we go for a walk. I love splashing in the water with it. It makes way bigger splashes than a paw. It's loads of fun. Sometimes I hear my mum ask why they didn't take my whole leg off. I'm happy they didn't. My old foster Ari has 3 legs, and it is hard work for her. She had lots of accidents inside her forever house because it was hard for her to wee. My prosthetic helps me to balance when I go to the bathroom, or liking some Facebook posts and all the rallies we go to. Even though I have 3.5 legs, I know I am a very lucky greyhound. I know that my siblings are too, given the industry has admitted to killing up to 17,000 healthy greyhounds each year. 6 of them have been rehomed after their racing life. My siblings, that is. My brother Jack is probably the unluckiest one of them all. Mum told me he was going to be saved in 2015. She said he was in one of the local rescues and I would get to visit him. But then when we saved my sister Sav in November 2015 from the trainer who owned my mum, they told my mum that Jack was overseas racing in Macau. Mum told me Jack was at the most dangerous track in the world called the Canadrome. With no adoption or welfare policies, almost every greyhound was killed after racing. He lived with about 600 other greyhounds, all from Australia, in concrete high-rise apartment-style kennels. Mum started a campaign called Bring Jack Home to raise awareness and to try and save Jack. She worked with Albano from Anima, a rescue in Macau, to uncover as much information as possible. This was one of his races. I heard Mum telling Dad that Jack was sold by our old trainer for $500 to some brothers at the Glengarry track trial, who then exported and auctioned him off for $4,000 in Macau. What a scam. One evening, Mum watched an ABC report on TV. She held me and cried. I saw and heard some really broken greyhounds. It was then I realized how lucky I was. It could have been me over there. Albano campaigned very hard, and with lots of international pressure, the track got shut down in July 2018. Mum could not believe it. She shows me pictures of all the greyhounds that have now been rehomed all over the world. Mum has told me that I'm allowed to announce that Jack will be arriving here in Australia in June, and I will finally get to see him again. I heard Mum tell Dad that she will buy another dog bed, which confuses me because there is plenty of room on the human sofa. I'm not that big. I wonder if he will get onto Facebooks. Jack will have so much to look about.